Hello.
Father
Abraham
and
had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. So here we are back with our second or third actually conversation, second one in our series, and we're looking today at the story of Abraham and Sarah.
We have a name.
Oh, we have a name now.
We have a name.
Yes.
Now. So, please tell us our name.
All right. So our name that we're going to try for a little bit is called Chips, Bacon, and God. There you go. So we get this jazz fingers and all. So we'd really like to hear what you have to say on that comment. Also, I know that we're trying to work on our background noise and things like that. So just bear with us as we're just trying this out. But today we're looking at Abraham and Sarah, and just so you who don't know the story of Abraham, I'm going to ask Pastor Nancy just to give a real summary of the story of Abraham and Sarah.
Well, Abraham and Sarah were given this big promise by God that Abraham would produce all of the descendants of the earth. And they were starting to get up in age. I mean, like beyond childbearing age, into the 75, 80-year-old range, and it still hadn't happened. So they decided to try to kind of go their own way. And then that really didn't work out for them either. And so finally, God comes in the form of messengers, visits them, and says, Sarah, at 90 years old, you're going to have a child. She laughs.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? I mean, if God came to you when you were, I'm 39 now or 38, and if God says to me, you're going to have another child, there's going to be more than laughing, I think, that's going to happen. I mean, it's just something that I'm not prepared for. So imagine at 85, after your kids are gone, you're way past Social Security, if there's any of that left for us, then you're being told you have God. So there is this laughter part of it too. And I think the story is interesting because it tells us that God uses us no matter where we are in life.
Yep.
God has a plan.
God has a plan for our lives.
Yeah.
And there's two ways to look at it. Either you can say, yes, God has this plan, and we can try to manipulate it and move it, or we can actually open our eyes and see how God has this huge plan. Because what God did is show Abraham and Sarah and all of us who read the scripture here today that God is capable of doing anything in our lives.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah, the great part about this is that Sarah wasn't there when the partners told her that. Sarah was actually, she overheard it, and she didn't run. She stayed there, and I would imagine she got excited about it, because God was, but it still had to give her fear inside. And I almost wonder in life when God has shown us something in direction, do we make excuses or do we run? Or really, maybe we just need to open our hearts like Abraham and Sarah did, and accept that God had a plan. God followed through with his plan and his promise for them. It's his promise for us and our plan for us too. So I wonder if you struggle like I did. I've struggled for a long time in my life of figuring out what God's plan is, and I just continue to listen with open ears.
And we want you to think about that this week. Find one person in your life that you are comfortable with to say, what do you think God's plan is for my life? And if you dare to comment, do that. But we can't wait to see and hear how God uses you, because you probably have some incredible stories just like Abraham and Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, just if we didn't want to bore you with our story times and stuff like that. So if you want to hear our stories, please comment, and I'll share mine. But it wasn't easy. I didn't hear God and then say, okay, God, listen, I might have ran for a little bit. But God, I've learned, has a plan for me, and he has a plan for all of you. So I look forward to, and also like us on Facebook still to continue, so we know that people aren't just watching for 3 seconds, but maybe a little bit longer. So like it and share it, and we look forward to seeing you next week.